Hello, YouTube. It's Tuesday, October 12th, 1:40 in the morning. And today, and by today I mean Monday. It was Columbus Day, by the way. Monday. It's been a really bad day. Really, really bad day. As I mentioned in my vlog yesterday wasn't a particularly good day either. But today massively surpassed it for terrible. At least yesterday I managed to find the energy to get out of bed, and I haven't been able to do it today at all. So yesterday, and to clarify, by yesterday I mean Sunday, because it's still functionally Monday in my head, even though it's been technically Tuesday for almost 2 hours. And if you're wondering why there's no videos, because I'm just sitting in my bed in absolute silence and darkness, which has kind of been where I've been for quite a while. So Sunday, for those who haven't been following and aren't aware of what my phone situation is, I've had to shut off my Cricket service. I just couldn't afford it. And I've ported my phone number from the Cricket phone, so a phone number which I've had for many, many years. I ported it over, well over a decade. I ported it over to my Obama phone. The plan was to move that SIM card into my iPhone, which I was told by the person I got the Obama phone that I would be able to do that. But of course, that person also told me that he would hire me for a job giving away Obama phones. That sounded like a pretty good and well-paying job. And then, of course, he never got back to you on that. In spite of me texting him and calling him several times. And eventually when I did get a hold of him on the phone, he was just like, well, I've got other trainees and blah, 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 but I'll get to you, when I'm done with them. And of course he never got back to me. But that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of the story of my life. If I had $50 for every single person who said they were going to, that said they had an opportunity for me and said they were going to contact me about it, I could probably buy myself a pretty damn nice car and I wouldn't be stranded at home right now. But I digress. Anyway, it was actually, for those who follow my vlog, the day that I walked from the post office over to my friend's apartment and discovered that rather cool trail that goes south from the corner of 52nd Street and Van Buren, directly south to Washington Street. That day, I went to my friend's, and he spent nearly an hour on the phone with Assurance Wireless, the company that administers, a company that does provide service for the federal Lifeline phone program, affectionately known as Obama phone. And even though my iPhone is completely compatible with the SIM card, as a matter of policy, they will only allow that SIM card to be activated in a phone which was provided by them. Now they sell some other higher end phones. The phone that they gave me is absolute hot garbage. And I could go on at length about how much it's hot garbage, but just trust me, it's hot garbage. And the worst thing about it isn't even the painfully low resources of the phone. The worst thing is that it's got some basically adware, spyware stuff that cannot be removed from it, that constantly sends push-through messages and also constantly opens browser tabs, and there's just no way to disable it. There's no way to take it off. And I only get 10 gigs a month through the service, and I can only imagine how many of those gigs are wasted by it constantly opening, that app constantly sucking up data and constantly opening up additional browser tabs. Seems like every time I open my Chrome browser, there's just a shit ton of tabs open that I have to cancel out. And the crazy thing is, often when I'll be trying to do something on it, and I don't do much on it, but trying to go through incoming text messages on it, that app will pop to the forefront, and it's because it's such a laggy phone. It's tough to get back to it. But that's not why my day sucked today. Although it is why the sucky day that I had today, I had the sucky day today I probably should have had yesterday. Yeah, yesterday I was pretty depressed. And I'll be honest, a lot of my depression is really stemming from the fact that I'm in a relationship with a woman that I'm really unhappy with. And I don't doubt that she loves me, and God knows she's been kind of financially supporting me as of late. I mean, not completely, but I would be homeless at this point if it wasn't for her helping out with rent. So there's that. But I'm really, and I'm sure I've expressed this numerous times in this vlog, I'm really unhappy with her sexually. Just there's not much bedroom fun happening at all. Most moves that I make on her are reciprocated with a "don't touch me," or "I'd rather sleep," or "I have other priorities," or just anything that, other than being reciprocated. And even on nights when we're out together, and she's all kinds of affectionate in front of other women around me, and has even gone as far as to threaten other women that have been friendly to me, and be overprotective like that. When she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna blah blah blah" when we get home, and then as soon as we get home, it's instant cold shoulder. She's in the living room with her laptop or her tablet or her cell phone, and I'm in the bedroom just waiting for her, and I'll be right in. I end up just falling asleep alone. Because obviously whatever she's doing on her phone is more important than me. And it's just, I don't know. I don't get the whole being jealous of what I might be doing with other women when she's not doing it with me. But I digress. And I guess I'm just extra keenly aware of that today because, like I said, I was really, really depressed yesterday. And today I woke up and I didn't sleep well last night because I've been asleep most of the day because of heavy depression. And there's a lot of which is revolving around me not having my car and just feeling helpless and stranded and like a second-class citizen. I mean, it's pretty bad when I get shit on by fucking Del Taco drive-through workers for not coming through with a vehicle. Really? And so many fast food places are electing nowadays to just close their lobby and only provide service to those with vehicles, which is, really shitty to me. It seems like that should be illegal. I would love it if somebody who absolutely cannot drive due to disability would file a lawsuit against a company like that over allowing only service to those with vehicles as being against the ADA. I'd love to see where that would go. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that kind of standing because I'm a licensed driver and I'm capable of driving. I just don't have access to a car right now. Anyway, I digress. So yeah, last night I was restless. I wasn't sleeping well. And as I did the 2 vlogs, I went out to Circle K. Walking back from Circle K, I was really depressed, but I mean, I'm sure you saw in the vlog, the 2 homeless people on the side of the Circle K that said hello to me as I was walking into the Circle K. And it was a couple, older couple, with a woman. She seemed pretty cold. She was wrapped up in a blanket. It was a little chilly last night. So walking away, I'm like, well, my life freaking sucks, but it's better than theirs, so I guess I should be a little more thankful. And then I realized I didn't have any place. I bought some meat sticks that were on clearance sale and got my soda, and I realized I didn't have anywhere really comfortable to sit down and enjoy that. I mean, granted, I could have walked home, but it's over a half-mile walk home. Just kind of wanted to. I was just so uncomfortable at home. Like my girlfriend had been ignoring me pretty much all day, So I didn't really feel like being here with her ignoring me. So I walked down Thomas Road. I figured I'd just walk over to a bus bunch and, sit down there and maybe get lucky and catch some Wi-Fi and fart around on Reddit and YouTube while I ate my snack, drank some of my soda. And I guess I just did the one vlog yesterday. I was thinking I did one on my walk home, but I just did mine on the walk to Circle K. Anyway, the first bench I went to had a homeless person sleeping on it, wrapped up in a blanket, which, I guess that's in my future. If I just can't seem to escape that's where I'm headed right now. I just see so much more of it, and I don't feel like I'm doing good enough to really support myself at this point. But so I ended up walking to the next bus bench, and that was actually pretty good. Like, I was able to latch onto a Cox Wi-Fi hotspot, and I sat there and ate a couple of those meat sticks and farted around on Reddit and YouTube. I just really, really didn't want to go home. It's, in some ways, it's more lonely being in a dead relationship, or a relationship where you're unhappy, especially one where the bedroom fun just isn't there, or isn't there like it should be. It's a little more, that to me is a lot worse than living alone. And then to add to the fact that I know that I can't afford this place alone, and now I feel like I'm trapped. And I'd be lying if I said I haven't had a lot of suicidal thoughts in the last couple of days. I want an end to this. I want an end to this constant misery, and I'm just not really seeing any other good ends to this. I'm just not. My mom doesn't respond to my text messages anymore. I never hear from my siblings, any of them, anymore. And when I do, it's always just empty shit like, oh, well, God's got a plan for you and it'll be fine. We'll pray for you. That's fabulous. I don't need thoughts and prayers. I need a fucking car. I need an opportunity. That's what I need. But yeah, thoughts and prayers. Fucking thoughts and prayers. Pray God has mercy on my soul when I go to join my ex-wife and my niece. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so I'm actually keenly aware of just how frustrated I am with the girlfriend today. So I wasn't sleeping well last night. At one point I'm kind of lying on my back and just half awake, half asleep. And she was sleeping on the side of the bed that I prefer to sleep on. I know that seems like minutia, but it's just for whatever reason I don't sleep as well if I'm on the other side of the bed. I'm not as comfortable on the other side of the bed, so I was a little frustrated with that. But, didn't want to wake her up over it, so I did get home. She was awake when I got home from the walk to Circle K. And at that point, like, she just rejected me so many times within the last, 48 hours that I just didn't feel like trying to put any moves on her. The worst was when we came home from the bar on Saturday night, and she had been so flirty and stuff, and even had sent me some like kind of sexual memes over Snapchat. And then as soon as we get home, like, just immediately puts me on ignore and goes and spends time with her laptop in the living room instead of joining me in bed. And I ended up falling asleep waiting for her. Anyway, later she did come in and kind of try to wake me up and make out with me, but by then, like, I'd already fallen asleep and I just really couldn't get myself going. And well, I mean, I kind of did, but I was having some sinus drainage. And at one point, I started having a real difficulty breathing, and just as I'm coughing and hacking, she just basically rolled away and stopped, just nothing, like not trying to help me, not trying to hold me, just nothing, just well, you're inadequate, so fuck off. Basically, is how I felt about it. And I hacked and coughed, and eventually I managed to get back to sleep. It wasn't pleasant. It seems to have cleared up now for the most part. So I'm not sure what it was. It might have just been like allergy things. It's been, with all the wind lately, it's kicked up a lot of pollen and stuff's been fucking with my allergies. So anyway, yeah, last night, she just wasn't, had her face in her phone, playing her little video games on her phone. Wasn't wasn't touching me at all, but was on my side of the bed. Eventually she was snoring, and I messed around on YouTube for a while and ended up, I don't know. At one point she kind of rolled over on her back and her leg touched against me, and I realized her legs were kind of spread open, and I reached over and she was naked from the waist down. I started kind of touching her a little bit, and she started kind of grinding into it and moaning. I'm like, oh my God, I've actually kind of got her going for a change. Wow. And I was getting kind of excited about that. And at one point she kind of turns and backs herself up into me like she's, ready for some action. And I could feel that she was pretty much getting there, could feel that with my hands. I started trying to get a little action, and then she suddenly starts going off about how she needs her sleep and why didn't I do that when I got home, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, why didn't you do that when you got home last night after you've been flirting with me all night in the bar? It's like, well, I needed time to unwind. I'm like, well, so you deserve time to unwind, but I don't? And she's like, well, you need one wine from you, or you slept all day. I was just I'm just unhappy with the arrangement. So completely unhappy with the arrangement. Oh, God. I don't think I have any chance of meeting anybody else, though, especially with her scaring anybody off that shows any remote hint of interest in me. So I don't know where she's at tonight. I've been, like I said, I've been really depressed. I've been in bed all day. And at one point she came into bed when I was, like, after she got off work, and then I was listening to a YouTube video, and she made kind of a negative comment about it, and walked out of the room. And I guess it's to be expected. It was a Metcalf video, but that's just kind of, I'm so unhappy with her. So I've been listening to those, which I'm sure isn't really helping my mindset any, but I guess it feels good to know there's other men that are realizing that most relationships absolutely suck. Just wish I was doing better on my own, Anyway, at one point I woke up and it was about, let's say, 11:30 p.m. I walked out to the living room to see if maybe she was out there, and she wasn't there. I looked out the back door, and her vehicle is gone. Yeah, her vehicle was gone. And, gosh, that was over 2 hours ago. So I thought maybe she had, left a Circle K to get some munchies, or get a coffee. She's got the Sip and Save as well, and she usually gets coffee once a day, and she'll get it at night, so it's ready for her in the morning. But it doesn't take 2 hours to go to Circle K to get coffee. And I sent her a message on Snapchat asking if she had a hot date, to which she didn't respond. So So, yeah, my guess is she did. So, good for her, I guess. Part of me wants to change the locks right now, but hey, where would I get locks right now? I don't have any transportation to go anywhere, and I don't think there's any 24-hour Walmarts in the area anymore. And actually, I could. I could just swap the locks around from the storage unit that's here with the door. Swap those deadbolt locks out. She don't have a key to that other one. It'd be kind of a fucked up thing to do, though, considering that she pretty much paid the rent this month. But her name is not on the lease. This place is 100% leased in my name. I don't know. I don't think that'd make the situation any better, though. Anyway, that's not the big problem. And at this point, I highly doubt anybody's made it through this thing for 21 minutes to hear what the big problem is. But the big problem is, yesterday I didn't, I thought I heard the door was just a cat in the cat box. Yesterday, because of the whole phone situation, I mostly use my iPhone, just because the Obama phone, I forget what brand it is, UMX, I think it is. It's such a god-awful, gutless phone, and it has that extra spyware thing that keeps popping up that is just absolutely miserable to use. So I've got Wi-Fi, so for 90% of everything, I'm using my iPhone, which covers me for YouTube and Snapchat and Reddit. I used to still be able to text people on this thing for quite a while, which I think was through iMessage, but I don't know, when my friend Jeff, I think when he pulled the SIM card out of it to try to swap the SIM cards over before the Assurance Wireless said that they wouldn't allow me to put my service onto this phone, I think his act of pulling the SIM card out and then booting it, I think that disabled iMessage, so that doesn't work at all anymore. So people that I used to regularly message do what I was still able to message with, which I can't. So for the most part, I use it if I need a phone number. I got to look it up because I have no contacts in the Obama phone. Or if I get a text message from somebody or a missed call, I'll look the number up to figure out, like, oh, who was this? So I have very few contacts programmed in it. But yeah, I use it. I use it for the web browser. I use it for Discogs. I use it for Snapchat, Reddit, and YouTube. PayPal, eBay. A little bit of good news. What little bit of crypto I have has been slowly going up in value a little bit. So it's in the green. It's worth a little bit more than what I had to pay for it at this point. So there's that. And I did have another eBay sale today. Right now I'm sitting on 3 orders. So I got to try to find the motivation to get out of bed tomorrow and go get them. I also need to, so anyway, the big bad news. So I never did look at my Obama phone. I don't have a charger cord for it in my bedroom, so I charge it in the living room. So, I never did look at it on Sunday. Hardly anybody ever contacts me via my phone number anyway these days, so I wasn't too concerned about it, especially not on a Sunday. But what I missed was at 9:30 this morning. No, I'm sorry, 9:30 Sunday morning. I got a text message from Adam, the main manager for the I must have the reverse facing camera because I got my Obama phone on. Yeah, there we are. Look, there's my face. Got a message from a text message. Trying to find it. Sorry, so many of these numbers I don't have. I don't have the contacts programmed in because this phone is just so difficult to work. Got a text message that said, "Hi Dan, we will be canceling karaoke this week until further notice. We intend to start up again, but at present, and due to numbers, we don't see it working at the minute. We will continue to promote the idea of karaoke by talking with customers, but as of today, we will be stopping it for now. Kind regards, Adam. This is Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. And of course, it probably didn't help that I didn't, discover it until Monday afternoon. And when I first discovered it, I was already so depressed that I couldn't even deal with the response to it. I just went back to bed and basically forced myself to go back to sleep. Apparently, I sent him an automatic response by bumping a part of the screen I didn't mean to say that said, all right. So that's something this phone does. It gives me, the AI looks at text and it suggests some automatic, just tap one place for 2-word responses, which I try to never ever use those, but obviously I bumped the screen and the screen is awkward. And then after that I wrote, ouch. I was still waiting for the promotion you said you would be. Oh, wow, great grammar. I wrote, ouch. I was still waiting for the promotion you said you would be doing to happen. Yeah, I sometimes have bad grammar on this thing because once the keyboard comes up, the software keyboard, it takes up so much of the screen that I can't really see what I'm typing beyond a couple of words. So, whoops. Have you considered moving it to a Friday or Saturday night? ? And his only reply to that was not at present. So, yeah, I just lost the one thing that was pushing my income enough to just barely pay my bills and hopefully give me some money to throw at the repairs for my car, which still aren't done. So that sucks. I wish I would have at least, I don't know, usually when that's going on, I usually at least get a conversation on the phone, or they come in, they talk to me at the bar and discuss, what's going on and what can be done to improve it before just pulling the plug on me. It's really frustrating because, I talked to the owners, I want to say 2.5 weeks ago. And we talked to Adam and Kevin, and they were both, and I told them, it's like, hey, there's really not any people here. I don't see any promotion happening here. Because when I was hired, I want to say, yeah, I was hired in mid-July. It was supposed to start, the show was supposed to start right at the end of July, right at the end of July, right at the end of July, beginning of August was when it was supposed to start. So I was hired in the middle of July, and I'd had a few meetings with them, and they were talking about, bringing me on as basically an AV consultant. But that never materialized. In fact, they stuck with the same AV guy that, as far as I can tell, has been continually messing stuff up, but apparently they're still paying him an exorbitant amount to take care of the new bar they're working on opening in Mesa. Which sucks. It sucks for me anyway. But yeah, Kevin was all about, oh, don't worry about it. We've got people working on it. As I was showing him things that were wrong with how on Apple, if you searched for it on Apple or Apple Maps or on, if you search for it on an iPhone with, so I use Chrome so much I'm forgetting the name of the damn default browser. Safari. If you search for it on Safari, it comes up and it says the place is closed. It's just there's people that use Apple. And then I mentioned that a friend of mine had said that they weren't on Foursquare. Of course, I'm not familiar with Foursquare, so I don't know anything about that. But if they're not there, they're not there. I'm not a Foursquare user. I'm sure some people are. And I just was getting the feeling the only place they were promoting was Facebook. And a friend of mine who is on Facebook and was looking at it said that their Facebook page is just really, really bad. I do know for me as a non-Facebook user, I wasn't able to get much info from their Facebook page, and what I saw was convoluted. I couldn't get a menu. I couldn't get any kind of a calendar. The posts that I saw regarding karaoke were showing conflicting times. Posts I saw for the hours of the bar were showing conflicting times, and there was almost no mention of karaoke. And then all the interviews and stuff that they had, that there were several articles written about the bar, none of them mentioned karaoke whatsoever. So, and he's like, well, it takes time and we're working on it. And he was all confident about, hey, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Just, it's just going to take some time. We got your back. We're going to build on it. Today I found out just how much they don't have my back. And the worst thing, and I don't know if they know because they haven't been there while I've been there since I've been struggling with my car broken down, but I don't have any way to go get my stuff. I've got my big Samson powered speakers there. I've got my big Jamo subwoofer. I've got got a big bag of cables. I've got a control monitor. I've got my monitor on the tripod that I'd been talking about, that I'd completely rebuilt and repainted and made it, gave it a big facelift. I got that over there. I've got bag of cables. I think I mentioned that. And of course the big speaker stands that are strong enough to hold the Samson speakers. I've got all of that there and a couple of karaoke books, and I have no way to go there and get it. I mean, I could ride the bus, but I don't even think I could carry one of those Samson speakers. I honestly don't think I could physically carry one of those to the bus stop. And even if I did, I mean, I'm transporting one at a time. So, I mean, my God, how many trips would it take me to get all that stuff picked up from there on the bus? I texted Ebony, who helped me with it. I texted Nick, the vinyl record dude, about it, and he said he's got family obligations, could maybe help me on Friday, which of course is rough because I'll be trying to keep myself from having a complete breakdown over this. Friday, of course, I'm going to be over busy dealing with what I got to deal with over at Bullock's. Thursday and Friday keeps me busy at Bullock's. Anyway, I mean, it's something. At least he offered. It's not like he's obligated to help me, but I mean, as much as he is instrumental as he was for me getting that gig, and then like he only showed up on the first night, and he said that Tuesday's a rough night for him. It's just the night he doesn't have available, which I get it, but I don't know. I just feel like everybody's like, oh, we support you if you get a show. We support you if you get a Scottsdale show. And I feel like they really let me down. So, I mean, it says here in the message, due to numbers, we don't see it working at the minute. And basically what that boils down to is all the people that said they would be there for karaoke, they haven't shown up, and so they're not busy enough to justify my existence, which is something I'm really wrestling with, just honestly trying to justify my existence. I mean, just my existence on this planet. I'm struggling trying to justify my existence on this planet. Yeah, I mean, I haven't heard from my younger daughter in like 2 years now. My older daughter, I hardly ever hear from. She was texting me, I guess, hitting me up on Snapchat on Saturday night. But most of the time when I send her a message, I don't hear back from her. And she hardly ever comes over anymore. So she wants to move to Oregon with her boyfriend because he's got a great job offer there. So rate I'm going, I'll probably never see her again. Because when I struggle just to get across town on a bus, Oregon may as well be the other side of the planet. I have no means to ever go there. So it really sucks. I just feel very, very, very alone and just abandoned by all the people that supposedly love me the most. So, yeah, Ebony, who had helped me get most of my stuff there a couple weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago, she She did say to contact her at 1 p.m. tomorrow. She couldn't do it today, but if I contact her 1 p.m. tomorrow, she could maybe help me out. So I'm kind of crossing my fingers that works out. And that I'm not too dysfunctionally depressed tomorrow to deal with it. But I've texted a handful of people and let them know that I lost the gig over low turnout. And pretty much all I got from anybody is, oh, that sucks. Well, something will open up for you. Right. Because things have just been opening up for me for the last 2 years, right? Oh my God, it's so hard to believe just how much my life has sucked in the last 2 years. Anyway, I'm really hungry. I haven't ate since those meat sticks I got at Circle K yesterday. That was over 24 hours ago. There's really no good food here. It's been really bad. Like, there's been a wind advisory, dust advisory, so I haven't really felt up to walking outside and dealing with that as a pedestrian. I mean, I'm not fond of driving in it, but I would have, but I'm just not really up to walking in it. But it sounds like the wind has finally slowed down, so. And apparently my girlfriend has found another bed to be in tonight, so I don't expect she's going to come home at all. I'll just maybe get myself dressed and walk up to QT and get myself something to eat. I don't know, maybe if I walk around Pierce Park and walk around the neighborhood and look at all the homeless people, I'll feel a little bit better about my own reality. It always seems to help put things in perspective for me, seeing all the homeless people. Or maybe I can make friends with some of them, because I'll probably be residing with them soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. My numbers have been declining lately. My videos, I'm getting like 2 views, and I hardly doubt anybody's watching all of them. But if you made it all the way to the end of this, thank you.